What's up, you guys? It's Steve here, and we've got a lot to get caught up on as we approach these midterm elections. I've got some video footage for you coming out from Republicans and Democrats as they position themselves. They prepare for announcements as we get closer to these elections, you guys. I'm going to get you caught up on stimulus and everything unfolding. This is your breaking news, stimulus check update, and stimulus package update. Now, first off, you guys, it's very important to understand not just what's taking place, but why it's taking place. We can have the knowledge of what's going on, but we need to understand as well why it's happening the way it is. Now, it's almost like Christmas time. Suddenly you get a gift and you don't understand why you got it. You just know you did. Well, it's because it was Christmas time, but all the rest of the year you didn't get anything. Well, you guys, you got to understand that there's been all this talk about provisions and things coming, and now all of a sudden people are like, oh, now we've got executive orders and actions for things. Now they're starting to do all this. Well, why? It's because it's midterm election time. And we've actually heard Senator Joe Manchin come out and outright say everything that's taking place in Congress right now is due to the midterm elections. And we've mentioned this before, at their disposal. I mentioned this in my videos yesterday. If you missed them, check it out. Take a look at this from the Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget. Legislative action coming from Congress. There is still in excess of over $700 billion, which is more than enough to send out another $1,400 stimulus check, even send out a $2,000 fourth federal level stimulus check, or maybe some child tax credits, Social Security increases. All of that is at their disposal in their coffers right now on a federal level, you guys. Now, we will see, but the positioning is taking place. We've heard about executive actions, proposals for legislation from both sides of the aisle, and take a look at this, you guys. Biden launches round 2 against Trump in the bid to save Democrats in November. So in addition to pushing more legislation and the Democratic agenda, they're also casting stones at Republicans, trying to edge out Republicans in these midterm elections. Take a look, you guys. It's working. Biden's approval rating is up 9 points since July. They're saying the executive actions to wipe out student loan debt and potentially more provisions to come is causing Democrats their approval to increase, which we've seen historically in midterm elections. When the sitting president's party, when his approval is down, his party does not do well. So they're trying to push that up so Democrats can hold on to power in Congress. Now, we will see, because we're hearing that Republicans, they're faltering on their messaging. They need to step it up if they want to do that red wave we've been hearing about. Now, take a look at this very quickly. Then we're going to be diving into some video footage. I'm going to share with you the Republican and the Democratic perspective on this so you can hear both sides. Now, this article from CNN just came out. It says, President Joe Biden gave an impassioned notice Tuesday that he intends to make what he bills the far-right extremists and lawlessness of Donald Trump's MAGA Republicans the key issue in his bid to save Democrats in November's midterm elections. Biden found his voice in one of his most robust political speeches yet as president, days after condemning GOP's as semi-fascism as a part of the 3-stop blitz in the coming week in Pennsylvania, a battleground that could decide the Senate's destiny in November. So he is going around the country right now to these key vital states, making these speeches, giving announcements, trying to get people to vote for the Democrats. Now, we will see, you guys. I will keep you up to date. But like I said, we're going to hear directly from the White House on this messaging, and also you're going to be hearing the Republican perspective on this as well. So stick around. You're going to want to see, you're going to get some insight as to what's going to be coming here very soon. It's all focused around midterm elections, passing stimulus, messaging, what's going to be coming to incentivize voters to vote either for people to stay in power or to get new people to come on in, you guys. So let's dive right in now. Also wanted to mention, we have well over 10,000 people now that have signed up at www.reliefroadmap.com. Stayed up not too late last night, but I got a lot done on the website. You guys, you're going to be able to get access to this online, on your phones, on your tablets. We're going to have it all set up. We're going to have it reoccurring updates all the time, monthly, so you know what's going on. If you haven't already, sign up, www.reliefroadmap.com. That website, I've got everything set up, so I'm going to remove that email list, and then all of a sudden, it'll be the site where you'll be able to access everything. So in the middle of shifting that, pivoting that website for you, hopefully have it here in the next 24, maybe 48 hours. So keep an eye out on your emails. I will make an announcement here, social media, let you guys know when it's live. So keep an eye out out for that. I'm very excited. I think that this is going to be a blessing to so many people. I found tons of programs. It's incredible. I think I've got 10 for New York, 20 for California, 3 for Texas, a couple for Georgia, a couple for Florida, Alaska. I've got them all across the nation, you guys, and more we're hearing are rolling out. So as they pop up, I'll continue to add them to the list. The list will just grow and grow and grow, and you will have access to everything. So really excited about that, but let's dive into this video footage, get you caught up on the latest as we approach midterms. Now, before we do me a quick favor. Smash the like button for me. Just takes a second, helps out the channel a ton. Thank you so much. Leave your comments, share this out. If you want to stay up to date, it's totally free. Why not? All you got to do is hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. Any specific questions for me, hop onto Instagram, shoot me a DM at SteveRam3, and consider joining my second channel, Steve Ram Finance, to learn about growing wealth and personal finance. But with that being said, you guys, let's dive right in. And first, let's start off with the Republican perspective about what's unfolding and messaging. And then after that, we're going to hear directly from the White House. Let's go ahead and dive right in.
President Biden making stops in key swing states ahead of the midterms, but he is still not really talking to the media. Get this, it's been 201 days since he's actually sat down for a one-on-one interview. Former Governor of Arkansas, Mike Huckabee, joins me now. Governor, I mean, is this so much for clarity, right? For a wide open message to the media. I mean, is it because he's afraid of defending his record? What say you?
I think he's afraid of making a gaffe. Or maybe he's not afraid because he doesn't realize he's making them. But his staff is afraid that if he sits down with a one-on-one and it's unscripted and he can't squint and yell at the teleprompter and half the time booger that up, they're just afraid that he'll say something that they'll have to spend the next 2 weeks digging out from. So it's kind of sad. President of the United States is unwilling to sit down and talk to the media. But here's the thing that's even sadder. The media doesn't seem to care. The press ignores the fact that they're being ignored because it's Joe Biden. If Donald Trump failed to talk to the press for 200 plus days, there would be a running tab in the New York Times and the Washington Post saying, here are the number of days that the president won't talk to anyone.
Yeah. Well, that's the double standard, which we're all so familiar with. Next one for you. The governor of Maryland, Larry Hogan, predicting that Republicans will see more of a ripple than a red wave come November. What say you, Governor?
I think it all depends on what kind of message the Republicans are willing to put forth. If they focus on gasoline, groceries, and God, they win big. If they start getting into the nuances of all these intricate policy issues that really glaze over for most people, it could be a rougher time than we expect. We ought to win big. And I don't think Larry Hogan's got a handle on it. He still hates Trump so much that he can't see past that. The people like Trump's philosophy. They like his policies. They remember that their groceries were cheaper, the gas was cheaper, that their businesses weren't constantly under the gun of greater regulation, and they felt secure at the border, none of which they feel under Joe Biden. But I do think the Republicans have got to step up their message, do a much better job of speaking to the kitchen table and not the corporate boardroom.
There you have it, you guys. Let me know your thoughts. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you think that things were much better under former President Donald Trump? And a lot of people are going to want to see that, as we're hearing that the economy has been suffering, and that was people's main concern. But now we're starting to hear the polls are shifting, and people are saying their concern is for democracy and just our entire system. People feel like they've been let down. They've gotten unfulfilled promises, and it's just been a mess. Let me know your thoughts. Now, let's go ahead and take a look, though, at the White House and what they're saying about what's unfolding and their messaging. Let's go ahead and take a look.
The voters, how does the president differentiate between the ultra-MAGA folks who he sees as an extremist threat to democracy and the average GOP voter?
So, can't talk about voters from here. As you know, no. Oh, no, I get you. Not gonna, I just need to say that, right? Just to, just to be clear. I mean, the president has been really clear about the leadership, right? The MAGA Republicans in leadership. They're the ones who have the platform. They're the ones who, again, the extremist part of the Republican Party. They're the ones who, folks listen to in their own party. And by inciting violence, by trying to take away, they're the ones who are the legislators and trying to take away our rights, trying to take away our freedoms. And that's who the president is speaking to, right? He's being very targeted in that way and calling that out and saying, we can't allow our democracy to be attacked in this way. And they have a responsibility, right? They have a responsibility in how they're doing their business on behalf of their constituents.
So for folks sitting at home, when the president is talking about preserving the soul of the nation and his threats to democracy, he's not referring to those individuals. He's talking about Republican leadership.
Well, let me be very clear. It's not just Republican leadership. It's not just that blanket, right? He is talking about an extreme portion, an extreme part of the party. He's been very, very clear about that. He was just in Maryland, as you all know, and he talked about Governor Larry Hogan and talked about how he is a conservative Republican who is not in that bucket. Right? He was very clear, and he was very purposeful in saying that and being respectful to conservative Republican who are not part of that extreme. So again, want to be very clear here. This is not a blanket statement. This is calling out what we have seen for some time. Since 2017, as the president wrote about in his article, right? When you are supporting an authoritarian figure, as we have seen, who is currently leading the former president, and saying inciting the violence that you are, or wanting to take away our freedoms, we need to say something. He's not going to shy away from that.
So there you have it, you guys. Now let me know your thoughts, because the president is going around right now making these speeches. We just saw that article that said round 2 of him condemning the MAGA movement. And we actually saw right there where they had said that this is not a blanket statement for all Republicans. It's just condemnation of extremists. But a lot of Republicans have felt very offended by that. And we've also heard other reporters ask, we thought that Biden was supposed to be a unifier. And this is without a doubt polarizing. This is dividing, separating the groups with these statements. And let me know your thoughts. I actually mentioned this in a previous video when this first came out, when his speech, and I said, I don't think that might necessarily be a good idea right before midterm elections to sort of put this wedge divide between the two parties, unless, here's the only reason why it might be a good strategy, and that is if you believe that you already have more support and more voters that will get on your side. If you have the majority and you do the divide, you're like, well, that's fine because I've already got the majority of votes to win. But in this current situation, what we're hearing is he does not. That right now he's got a minority, a smaller amount, and there's more people that disapprove of his performance. So by him polarizing it, this actually could hurt what he's doing. So I don't know, you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. But without a doubt, there's a lot of strategy taking place. We even heard that the president has not done a public interview in over 200 days. And they're saying it's because those that are with him believe they don't want him to make any mistakes or any gaffes. We will see, you guys. Let me know your thoughts. But in addition to that, we will also see if there's going to be more announcements for provisions, more executive actions and orders that come out from the president. It's getting very, very likely as we approach these midterm elections. But you guys, we will see. And I will keep you up to date every step of the way. And that is the latest. And as always, thank you so much for joining me. If you made it this far and you haven't already, don't forget, take a quick second, smash the like button, leave your comments, share this out. If you want to stay up to date, it's free. Why not? Hit the subscribe button. Turn on that notification bell. Any specific questions for me, shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3. Consider joining the second channel, Steve Ram Finance, to learn about growing wealth and personal finance. And if you haven't already, add your email before it's too late to www.reliefroadmap.com. Going to be getting for you the comprehensive list of every check in the nation on a portal platform where you can access everything. So keep an eye out for that, you guys, coming soon. I hope this reaches you well, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.